It is Thursday, July 23rd, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. Before we jump in today, just a note, today is the last show of the week. With my day job stuff going on through the weekend, I will not have a show tomorrow. We'll be back on Monday. But for the show today, going to jump in and talk about a couple of things that are happening over the weekend, get you ready for some World of Outlaws stuff. We'll do some predictions. But right away off the top, I wanted to mention a couple of race results from last night, including 360 sprint cars at Marysville and late models at I-80. In late model action, last night was the prelude to the Silver Dollar Nationals at I-80 for the Malvern Bank Super Late Model Series and Hoker Trucking Series. Tyler Bruning led all but 2 laps to take the $5,300 win over Tad Pospisil, Justin Kay, Corey Dumpert, and Andy Eckrich. And at Marysville in California last night, Tanner Carrick, who raced at Red Dirt Raceway in Oklahoma the night before with USAC National Midgets, won a non-stop 360 sprint car feature over Shane Golobic, Blake Carrick, Andy Forsberg, and Brad Bumgarner. Jumping into now, take a look at what's going on over the weekend. A busy 3-race weekend is on tap for the World of Outlaws sprint cars in central Pennsylvania starting tonight at Lincoln Speedway. After his thrilling win on Tuesday night, Donny Schatz has taken the points lead from Brad Sweet, but the margin is only 4 points. Logan Schuchart, Carson Macedo, and Sheldon Hodenshield are also not far behind. Looking towards tonight at Lincoln, this race could be a really interesting wild card race in the points chase. Pennsylvania guys have done really well at Lincoln in recent years, with the last 2 race wins going to Lance DeWeese and Freddie Raymer. The best finish from both Schatz and Sweet is 4th. Both guys actually have a 4th place finish in recent years at Lincoln. The DIRTRACKR.com analytics prediction formula agrees that Pennsylvania guys are the ones to keep an eye on tonight. With Lance DeWeese not racing until Williams Grove, Freddie Raymer is the overwhelming favorite, winning more than 25% of the simulated races run. He's also the current track points leader. Next on the list is Ryan Smith with a win percentage of nearly 11%. David Gravel is the outlaw driver with the highest win percentage chance at 4.5%. Schatz, just for note, sits at just under 4%, while Sweet is way down the order at 1.4%. The formula isn't super high on Carson Macedo, but he might be one to watch as well for the Outlaws. He won the most recent race at Lincoln on Saturday night last week. He dominated a field that included several Outlaw and Pennsylvania regulars, so keep an eye on Macedo tonight as well. For Friday and Saturday night at Williams Grove, Donny Schatz is the favorite according to the formula. His recent run of success combined with his solid results at Williams Grove in recent years, including a win, a second, and 3/3 last season, are why he tops the list. Second on the list is David Gravel, who also had success at the Grove in 2019, winning twice in 6 starts. Lance DeWeese is a little further down the list with a win percent chance of 2.3, and Sweet is even further down with a win chance of about 1.8. So it should be an interesting weekend to kind of follow up and kind of see what happens for these guys at the top of the points. Schatz obviously runs well at Williams Grove, but Pennsylvania has always not been a very good place to Brad Sweet, so we'll have to keep an eye on that this weekend. Lots of folks will be wondering if Kyle Larson will be in attendance this weekend, but according to the interwebs and some chatter on social media, he won't participate at either Lincoln or Williams Grove. Regardless, though, should be a very good weekend of racing at Pennsylvania. I wanted to jump back to Tuesday's racing at Lernerville. Now that we've kind of had a few days to digest, I wanted to offer kind of a few thoughts on the finish and just talk about the race as a whole. Many wondered what Larson, being out of NASCAR for a year might mean, and if that would offer up that opportunity for him to run for a World of Outlaws title, but that was actually squashed pretty early on. What we saw Tuesday was just a small preview of what Larson full-time might look like on a nightly basis. Earlier, when Larson was winning at Attica, sweeping the weekend at Knoxville with the Outlaws, we didn't have Larson, Sweet, and Schatz all at full strength. Schatz was off his game for a stretch, which included Knoxville, and Sweet was neck-deep in his stretch of bad luck at Attica. But Tuesday night at Lernerville, we saw all 3 drivers on full tilt, and man, was it fun to watch. Donny Schatz prevailed, but 1 lap more or 1 lap less would have resulted in a different ending, and that's really fun to think about. Sweet and Schatz have obviously been the 2 names at the top of the outlaw world for a few years now, but there is no question that Larson's talent and Silva's race cars would give both guys a run for their money over a full season. But even with what we've seen from Larson this season, it's clear after Tuesday there is no guarantee Larson comes out on top in the end, and that's even more fun to think about. Either way, this has been a very entertaining sprint car season today, and I hope folks are soaking it in. We might not get this again for a while, especially if Larson has future opportunities again on pavement. A big weekend is on tap for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series at I-80 Speedway in Nebraska. Tonight is the Malvern Bank 50, and then Friday and Saturday are the Silver Dollar Nationals. Over the 3 nights, more than $250,000 in prize money is on the line, with Saturday night's feature paying $53,000 to the winner and a cool $2,500 just to start. Summer Nationals and Southern Nationals are racing through the weekend, but with the World of Outlaws late models off and so much money on the line, it should be a great field of cars for the 3 nights. Last year's winner of the Silver Dollar Nationals was Bob Bobby Pierce. Jimmy Owens is the current series points leader, and he will certainly be one to watch this weekend. But Jonathan Davenport and Tyler Erb have been strong in recent weeks as well, and they'll be looking to chop Owens' margin in the points down. Brandon Shepard, who finished third last season at the Silver Dollar Nationals and has dominated the World of Outlaws this season, will also be one to keep an eye on. The whole weekend can be streamed live with your Lucas Oil Racing TV subscription. A big stretch of races kicks off Friday night at Gas City I-69 Speedway for the USAC National Sprint Cars, with it being the opener for Indiana Sprint Week. The series will run 7 races in 9 days across Indiana. Following Friday at Gas City, the series then heads to Kokomo Speedway on Saturday and Lawrenceburg Speedway on Sunday. The Sprint Cars then have 2 days off before returning Wednesday at Terre Haute Action Track and then going to Lincoln Park Speedway Thursday, Bloomington Speedway on Friday, and closing out the week on Saturday, August 1st at the Tri-State Speedway in Hobstadt, Indiana. Dave Darland has the most Sprint Week wins in history with 20. CJ Leary was the Sprint Week champion in 2019, with Chris Windham and Kevin Thomas Jr. also champions in recent years. Justin Grant is the current series points leader, but it's Brady Bacon who has the most wins on the year, including most recently at the Corn Belt Nationals at Knoxville. Race fans can watch every night of Indiana Sprint Week live on Flow Racing. We'll certainly be talking about those races on the show as well. Super Dirt Car Series continues to be racked by cancellations due to restrictions in the Northeast surrounding the COVID-19 pandemic. The series announced yesterday that the July 28th show at Orange County Fair Speedway is the most recent race to be lost from the schedule. The series does hope to race on July 29th at Bridgeport Motorsports Park, and they are still planning racing later in the season at Orange County on October 25th. For more information about that announcement and to take a look at that schedule, you can find that at superdirtcarseries.com. I want to do a quick check on the Ira Sprint Car Series. They've been back racing here the last couple of weeks. The Park Jefferson races back in May with the All-Star Circuit of Champions were co-sanctioned by the IRA and won by Aaron Reitzel and Carson McCarl. But since returning to racing on June 13th at Wilmot Raceway, it's been all Bill Baylog up front. He won at Wilmot, June 20th at Beaver Dam, July 5th at 141 Speedway, July 18th at Plymouth Dirt Track, and then most recently at Wilmot on July 19th. Baylog already has a sizable lead in the point standings over Scotty Neitzel and Jeremy Schultz. Series is back Saturday at Beaver Dam Raceway for another round of action, and you can watch all of the racing from the IRA Sprint Cars all season long on Flow Racing. Summer Nationals are back tonight for racing at Springfield Raceway in Missouri, and the series continues through the weekend with Friday at Lake Ozark Speedway and Saturday and Sunday at Clarksville Speedway. Brian Shirley leads the late model point standings, while Zeke McKenzie is the modified Nationals points leader. Every night of the Summer Nationals can be streamed live on Dirt Vision with your Fast Pass. And the other late model tour going on right now, the Southern Nationals, starting tonight at Crossville Speedway in Tennessee. It is in its final stretch of 3 races. Brandon Overton holds a small lead over Chris Madden in the point standings, and the 2 drivers have won every race this season except for one. After tonight, the series heads Friday to 411 Motor Speedway for $10,000 to win, and then the series closes out Saturday night at Tazewell Speedway, again for over $10,000 to win. The points champion will win an additional $5,053 on top of any race winnings they've had up to this point. All 3 nights of the Southern Nationals can be streamed live on Dirt on Flow Racing. We'll be back on Monday, like I said before, to recap everything that happened over the weekend and get you up to speed on the World of Outlaws, the Lucas Oil Late Models, obviously Summer Nationals, Southern Nationals, and then we'll obviously be neck deep in the Indiana Sprint Week on Monday as well. So we'll certainly talk about the weekend that was on Monday. Taking a look at tonight's Dirt Tracker pay-per-view schedule. Let's see, Dirt on Dirt has, and actually Dirt on Dirt and Flow Racing have the Southern Nationals from Crossville Speedway. Dirt Vision has a pair of shows, the World of Outlaws Sprint Cars at Lincoln and the Summer Nationals from Springfield. Flow Racing also has Sport Compact IMCA Modified and IMCA Stock Car action from 141 Speedway and IMCA action from Kossuth County Speedway. Lucas Oil Racing TV has the I-80 Silver Dollar Nationals weekend, and then Speed Sport has 360 Sprint Cars Modifieds and Outlaw Tuners tonight from Skagit Speedway. If you'd like to see more and be able to find links to click through for all of those broadcasts, you can find that at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. I mentioned podcasts on the show yesterday. Just a quick note, I've added another new show to the podcast page, DIRTRACKR.com/podcast, the Quick Time podcast, which is kind of focusing on open wheel racing around Nebraska. So you can find episodes of that show over at DIRTRACKR.com/podcast as well. That's the show for today, and actually this is the last show for the week, so hope everybody has a good Thursday, a good Friday, and a good weekend. We'll be back on Monday, certainly, with more. You can find Dirt Tracker Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. Email the show at info@dirttracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. That's DIRTRACKR.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler, and you can sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter on the site. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody's support up to this point. We'll be back on Monday for more Dirt Tracker Daily.